facing the police every single day. Hey, Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. We got to do another story and subject here, but before we do, I got to explain why I'm pissed with this story and topic. And actually, I'm not happy with this guy right here. They just hired him, Northport Police Chief. I can't remember his name right now, brain fart, whatever. Everybody is buying LPRs, license plate readers. Do you realize what the fuck that is? That is a gadget that when you drive by, it is illegally running your plate. You have committed no goddamn fucking crime, and it is reading your plate. No crime. This is just like what they did in New York, where they're just fucking pulling over or stopping anybody that's walking. The fucking Supreme Court said you cannot do that shit, period. And they're making excuses. Oh, they're already on the tolls. I don't even like them on the tolls, goddammit. I paid my goddamn money at the toll booth, and it still took my goddamn picture and plate. What the fuck? If you give away all your freedoms, you have no freedom. This motherfucking LPR thing is tracking you. It knows where you are. It just ran your shit illegally. Like, let's say if you owe a fine for a stupid-ass victimless crime ticket, it's going to say, ding, ding, ding. Oh, we just saw him. He's over in this area. Look for him here. It's like, holy shit, anything and everything can be connected to this motherfucking thing. You have committed no crime, and they are running your shit, and they are tracking you, and that is legal. I don't give a shit if the tolls have it. I don't even like if the tolls have it. You give away all your freedoms, you have no freedoms. So, hey, Mr. Police Chief, how about this? How about you give away all your goddamn rights, and we'll track your ass 24/7 with audio and video, period. And when you get in trouble, you don't got your goddamn police rights with your goddamn fucking union, which is getting you guys off of committing ungodly crimes. Wake the fuck up, people. You give away all your freedoms, you have no freedom. And every time they say for your safety, you just lost more freedom. Wake the fuck up, you pussies. Our goddamn founding fathers freed this country to be free, not to be worse than the goddamn Nazi police state that was in Germany. This is worse than the KGB. Damn it.
Police technology keeps evolving. High-tech scanners help police solve crime. By Ann Easker. Staff writer. An Amber Alert is issued for a missing 8-year-old, providing a description of her appearance, clothing, and the car she may be traveling in, including the tag number. If that vehicle drove past a law enforcement patrol car equipped with a license plate reader, the officer would immediately get an alert, and a life could potentially be saved. It's an extra set of eyes for the officer, but it's running thousands of tags per minute, said Northport Police Department Deputy Chief Chris Morales. Morales said NPPD has purchased its first license plate reader through Vigilant Solutions, following the same brand used by the Charlotte and Sarasota County Sheriff's offices, and a growing number of agencies around Florida. The unit has 2 different camera angles and takes photos of surrounding license plates, capturing the date, time, and GPS coordinates of where the photo was taken. License plate readers are just one example of how new technology is changing the jobs of those in law enforcement, providing a plethora of information accessible to officers in seconds. The images captured by the camera are stored in the Vigilance database in Virginia as a record that can be searched only by authorized personnel. Each individual agency can decide whether to share its data with other agencies or not. Advocacy groups such as the Electronic Frontier Foundation have raised concerns about technology like license plate readers. Taken in the aggregate, ALPR data can paint an intimate portrait of a driver's life and even chill First Amendment protected activity. ALPR technology can be used to target drivers who visit sensitive places such as health centers, immigration clinics, gun shops, union halls, protests, or centers of religious worship. An American Civil Liberties Union report from 2013 concluded the implementation of automatic license plate readers across the country poses a serious threat to privacy and other civil liberties, because they allow citizens' locations to be tracked. More and more cameras, longer retention periods, and widespread sharing allow law enforcement agents to assemble the individual puzzle pieces of where we have been over time into a single, high-resolution image of our lives. But Morales said he doesn't think privacy is an issue. The license plate readers are no different than the ones that capture plates for tolls throughout the state, he said. To me, I don't see an issue, but I know it's been brought up in the past, he said. Tag readers are utilized all across the country. The ACLU report raised the concern that if license plate reader databases are not properly secured, they open the door to abusive tracking, enabling anyone with access to pry into the lives of his boss, his ex-wife, or his romantic, political, or workplace rivals. Vigilant Solutions refutes the bottom line. On this Labor Day weekend, we take a look at one of the toughest jobs out there. This is the first of a two-part series looking at what's new in law enforcement. Today, the technology that police say helps them solve crimes. Coming Monday, agencies offering incentives for staying fit. Crime Scene Unit Supervisor Carrie Brez surveys a digital scan of a crime scene provided by the Faro 3D scanner. Sun photos by N. Easker. The Faro 3D scanner takes 360-degree scans of crime scenes, helping crime scene technicians get accurate measurements down to the millimeter. These claims, and has accused the Electronic Frontier Foundation of fake news. License plate readers photograph license plates of vehicles in public spaces and in plain view, and only record the date, time, and location where the photograph was taken. ALPR records contain no personally identifiable information, said Mary Alice Johnson, spokeswoman for Vigilant Solutions, a partner of Vetted Security Solutions that manufactures the devices. Vigilant Solutions is committed to ensuring the right to individual privacy. Morales said officers are using the device only to look for people of interest in stolen vehicle cases, amber alerts and silver alerts, and people with outstanding warrants, not to track individuals' locations. That's not the purpose of it. That's a misconceived thing. We're not worried about where you are. According to Morales, value of the plate reader is in the crimes it will solve, which he expects to be many. Alerts are the perfect example, he said. If a kidnapper with a child went by and the officer didn't notice the tag, the device would notify them and can also be programmed to alert all the police department's units for a quick, efficient response. Not all agencies are following Northport's concept. We want to make it impossible for you to enter Riviera Beach without being detected, that city's police department spokeswoman, Rose N. Brown, told the Sun Sentinel in 2016. Home to about 50,000 residents, the city of Coral Gables this past week received notice of a pending suit by the new Civil Liberties Alliance after the discovery that its police department was on track to capture 30 million license plates this year, more than 26 other Florida agencies that were analyzed, according to the New Times. Crime scene scanning. New technology isn't just for the road or the CSI franchise of TV shows that are now in reruns around the clock with Law and Order programming. At the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, the Faro 3D laser scanner collects complete images of crime scenes, making crime scene technicians' work more precise but also much more time-consuming. The scanner sends out laser lights at known intervals and captures a 360-degree view of the scene. The measurements are accurate down to the millimeter. The scanner is used in all homicides, any death that appears unnatural, gunshot scenes, and anything with a lot of blood splatter. Each scan can take anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, and the crime scene technicians often have to move it to different areas and heights to capture the entire scene. Crime Scene Unit Supervisor Carrie Brez said before the scanner, everything was measured by hand with either a laser measuring device or a tape measure, and those measurements could always be off due to human error. With Faro, everything is covered, she said. It's helpful because you can go back and look at things that might not have seemed pertinent at the time. Brez said a lot has changed for crime scene technicians in the last few years. They don't just take a camera and fingerprint powder to the scene anymore. The scanner's ability to capture the crime scene frozen in time lets technicians go back and capture evidence down to the millimeter. But it's also increased the time involved. An overdose might take a few hours to process, but a homicide could take days. It's definitely made the quality of our work much better, Brez said. We're spending more time at crime scenes and more time afterward in the lab. Digital forensics. After an initial investigation, when a search warrant gives law enforcement access to cell phones and computers, digital forensic units can find vast information that never really disappears, even when it's deleted. Allow them to identify a suspect. It's a double-edged sword, Varley said. It's making our job easier in regard to closing out cases, but making it more difficult in regard to having so much information. The workload has increased. In the past, you would try to get fingerprints, canvass the neighborhood. If you didn't have access to those things, you didn't have much to go on. Now you may have cell phone evidence, surveillance cameras, etc. Law enforcement officers involved in digital forensics must consistently attend additional training as technology continues to evolve. To search a device, they must have a warrant just like they would for searching a home, but a warrant doesn't guarantee easy access. Apple and other cell phone providers are constantly creating their devices to be more secure. They're moving at the speed of light, we're moving at the speed of light -10, Jensen said. The Sun Sentinel supplemented this report. A lot of times we'll execute search warrants, and we'll be able to find hidden files the suspect has deleted, said Sergeant John Jensen, of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. SCSO's Digital Forensic Lab is getting involved in more and more cases, since almost everyone has access to some form of technology. The software they use lets them access text messages, photos, and more even when those files may be deleted. The way I describe it to people is when you delete a file on your cell phone, it's still on that device until it gets written over by another file, said Lieutenant John Varley. It's still there until the phone randomly uses that storage space that contained that image or information. And even then, it could still partially be there. The information on top of it might not be as large as what was there originally. If a photo is deleted, officers still might be able to extract the top portion of the photo. If that top portion contains a person's face, it might. Vigilant Solutions' intelligence-led policing package includes license plate reader data and learn analytic software, LPR cameras, face search facial recognition, and the mobile companion app for mobile devices. Photo provided by Peernews Photo/Vigilant Solutions. License plate recognition camera from Vigilant Solutions. Photo provided by Peernews Photo/Vigilant Solutions. Photo provided. At left, the Faro 3D scanner at the scene of a death investigation where a body was recovered from a retention pond. Police use who may want to retaliate against him physically.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.